Hi, Pisces. Sorry, I'm late. This is going to be your general love reading. I'm going to do this one from today, so March 18th until the 30th of April 2018. This is going to be your general love reading. I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Just a few announcements right now. I'm not able to do any personal readings. I'm sorry, my schedule's just been way too crazy, but I want to get these out. And then I am also going to try and do twin flame readings, a couple of twin flame readings, general ones, and see if that's resonating with enough people. I don't know if there's enough out there, you know, in my demographic really that's interested in that, but I want to do a couple because I have had a few. There are differences that comes up, especially for cross watchers, when it comes to twin flame versus, you know, just watching their sign. And so I do, I'm going to have those up too for you guys pretty soon, but I hope you're doing well, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into your reading here. Spirit and universe, all that is, please show me what messages you have for love for the sign of Pisces from March 18th to April 30th, 2017. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces. This will be for sun, moon, rising, and it could also be Venus. So if you'd like to check out the other videos, if this one doesn't resonate, or if there, you know, are other stronger influences in your chart, you may want to check out those videos as well. But I'm going to go ahead and see what comes up for you. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces for love from March 18th, 2018 till April 30th, 2018. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces and anything that they may need to be aware of in love. I got this new little deck that I really love. I mean, I've got two little decks that I really love. One of them I'm really not familiar with, and it is a little different interpretation, although the readings are awesome with them. So I promise I'll get to those as soon as I'm confident enough that I know the cards, that I don't completely tell you the wrong thing. Generally, off of the feeling, I can get the meaning of the card, but there's been a couple where there's some extra insight in there that I probably wouldn't have dawned on me, and it did change the entire outcome of my reading, so it was minorly important. Little details, you know. I'd hate to do that to you. Okay, I've got two that jumped out on you right off the bat, so let's see what they say. Ooh, look at y'all. So the first card that we have here is the King of Cups. That's you. That's definitely some Pisces energy with this Pisces new moon too. This could be you just really in control of your emotions. This could be you really in your element. The King of Cups is somebody who's patient, kind, calm, understanding, has charity. He's not real aggressive though too. So there could be some, it could be saying that to be real careful and guarded with your, or real careful and mature with your emotions, because you may be dealing with some not too mature type energy. I know that's not as eloquent as I normally would say it, but I couldn't think of what I wanted to say. Here though, this King of Cups definitely comes through as me, or as you to me, in your element and incredibly confident in where you're standing. The next card that we have pop up is the Temperance. So you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, but this is also a card of balance. It's again, right next to this King of Cups is somebody who is definitely in their element and standing in their truth. It's somebody, the Temperance is one that is bringing balance and moderation to all things. There's no extremes. So again, I get that feeling of really being in control of the emotions. There's no extremes, even though there can be very heavy emotions. There are no extremes coming out here, so you're not looking crazy. So that's good. Please show me what other messages you have for Pisces for love from March 18th to April 30th, 2018. Please show me what other messages you have for the sign of Pisces. Some of you literally may be having an offer or making an offer to a Sagittarius, or to a fire sign perhaps, or they're making an offer to you. But the King of Cups, his offer is not, it's no joke type of offer. So if there's a deep bond existing between you and this other party. Next we have the Page of Wands. Yeah, so there is some communication that takes place here, or messages that take place here. The Page, though, the difference is this page is worlds and worlds away in the hierarchy from the king. So if you are dealing with a Sagittarius, it could be that there is a little bit of immaturity there. Maybe perhaps they are just not as emotionally evolved as you, or it could be that it's like you may have this really eloquent, deep communication toward them about feelings, and they come back with this, like, I don't mean, it's not an insulting in any way, it's not any kind of, but it's real immature, or maybe even just sexual in nature, or even, it kind of takes away from the emotionality of it, more toward the fun, because this page is more about lightening things up. So it could be that it's kind of like not focused on so much the emotion as the passion or physical aspect or the exciting aspect of things. Some of you may be even talking about, the page could be children as well. There could be kids involved, or children, or somebody younger. Please show me what other messages you have for Pisces for love from March 18th to April 30th, 2018. Please show me what other messages you have for the sign of Pisces for love. So then after this page of rods, we have the Ace of Swords coming in. The Ace of Swords is all about cutting it down to the truth. This is about a new beginning that's based on the knowledge of the truth. So something may come out. You may even have a communicated message from a fire sign that's bringing you some truth. It could even be that maybe you're not involved with the Sagittarius, and the Sagittarius comes in and brings some truth to you. It could be that too. Please show me what other messages you have for Pisces for love from... Okay. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. There could have, and now I don't know, because there could be somebody coming in to communicate something to you that does kind of, it's like the truth is staring you in the face. There, you could be coming face to face with the truth of a situation. It could even be recognizing this imbalance maybe between you and this other person. There may be extreme imbalance in the maturity levels or the feeling levels, and that could be something that's coming to your attention. And it could be leaving you in a position where you feel like maybe you are not sure if you want to continue on this. This Nine of Pentacles could be meaning that you're choosing to be single for a while. Now, I don't want to say that just blanketly, because the Nine of Pentacles isn't always about being single. It's definitely about long-term planning. It can be about, a successful business venture, and it's directly under this King of Cups. So it could even be that there are messages or is there some excitement behind a new business venture, and this Ace of Swords could be deciding to take it very logically, see it for what it is, but to continue on this venture for this business too. So some of you may be actually involved with this other party on a business venture, and you're trying to keep it real practical. There may be some kind of truth that's revealed that allows you to see that, okay, I have to take this from a very practical level. The Nine of Pentacles is a very successful card, though, too. It is financial success. It is somebody who is okay. This Nine of Pentacles, he's surrounded by money and abundance, and he's okay by himself either way. Not saying that you're going to be by yourself, but it could be that this business venture is where the focus on, maybe the energy from the relationship gets focused toward the business venture or whatever that this is. It's something that it can bring abundance, but there's this kind of like lightning, epiphany that goes off where it's kind of like, oh, okay. And you kind of see how to bring this together. That could be what that is too. Please show me what other okay. That's why I love these decks, because they just fly around. Yeah, so right after this Nine of Pentacles is the Ace of Pentacles directly under the Temperance. So it could very well be there is a business venture or something like that taking place. Now, it could also be if you're dealing with, I get Sagittarius real strong, but it could be any sign. I mean, you've got Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You also have Leo, Sag, Aries here, and there's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The only thing I don't have are more water signs. There's not a lot of cups in here. Not a lot of cups in here, Pisces. But this Ace of Pentacles directly after this Nine of Pentacles, again, does point me in the direction of a new financial beginning, something that's very solid and stable. And it's like, again, you've got these two aces here. So it's like seeing things clearly and then knowing where to go with it. This Nine of Pentacles, again, though, if you are choosing to be single, this Ace of Pentacles is telling me this is going to propel you forward. Like, this is going to start things on, you're back at ground zero, which means that you can build things correctly. Now, with this King of Cups and the Temperance right next to each other underneath this Ace of Pentacles, for a lot of you, I am getting that you're going into business or there is a new business venture with somebody. However, for some of you, it could be that you're choosing to walk away and start a path on your own, or maybe you feel like you need to fulfill a goal first before continuing on in the relationship. That could be it too. Please show me what other messages you have here for Pisces. For love from March 18th to April 30th, 2017. Please show me what other messages you have for the sign of Pisces. Please show me what other messages you have for the sign of Pisces from March 18th through April 30th, 2018. Please show me what this messages you have for the sign of Pisces. Okay. Next, we have the Two of Cups. And it's directly under this Page of Rods. Some of you may have to take a stance. Some of you may have to take an assertive stance here with this Ace of Swords that says, like, look, if you're not going to meet me where I'm at in this relationship, I don't need to be here. It could be there's a come to Jesus kind of talk going on here. Because this Ace of Swords is somebody who is being very, very direct. And it's very logical. So it makes sense to this other party. Especially because this King of Cups is somebody who's not necessarily known for this extreme logic with this Ace of Swords. But it makes sense to this person. And I feel like some of you may be saying, look, if you can't meet me where I'm at, then I don't need you here. I can continue on just fine by myself. It could be that there's a conversation that's kind of like that. Because when it's said at this point, Pisces, it's meant. It like when this person says this, it could be you or the other party, but if this is you, you mean it. You mean it this time. It's not any kind of like fluffy bluff. You mean it. I'll be fine. So if you don't want to be here, I'll be fine. It's kind of that type of communication. Because the next card that you have after the Ace of Pentacles is the Two of Cups, which tells me that it's kind of forcing somebody to recognize the connection between the two of you. Maybe you know it's there, but you have to show them it's there by perhaps pulling yourself back or saying that you're perfectly fine being single too. It could be this kind of communication takes place that's saying, look, it is all or nothing for me, so figure it out. And it's directly under that Page of Rods. So they could be communicating to you, yeah, you know what, you're right, you are my person. So since you're my person, let's do this. It could be kind of that type of a communication. I feel like for some of you, you may have to draw that line. Please show me what other messages you have here for Pisces. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Rods directly under this Ace of Swords. So I do feel like there is a feeling of that has been, I'm getting a lot of imbalance on the emotional front. Not necessarily imbalance between the emotions between the two of you. I don't necessarily get that there's an imbalance in the emotions. I feel like there's an imbalance, though, in the maturity level or perhaps the ability to communicate those emotions. Like one party is way, way, way more capable of being very clear and direct and articulate about their emotions, and the other party is not. And that creates this Nine of Rods where it's like, I'm willing to fight for this relationship because we do have this Two of Cups. There is a very strong bond here, but I'm so tired of always wondering whether this person actually matches my feelings or is it, like all in my head type of a thing. So some of you may have, again, it's right directly under this Ace of Swords. So it's telling me that some of you may have to say, like, look, I'm not going to fight this battle forever, ever. Either you can meet me where I'm at or you can't, because I'll be just fine by myself. But I want this with you. I'm willing to do this with you, but you got to give me something. You got to meet me somewhere. You got to give me something. So it could be that that's kind of that situation going on. Now, if this doesn't apply, again, there could be this business venture that's taking place for a lot of you, where you may decide to go ahead and walk away from this Sagittarius, whoever, or this fire sign up here. This King of Cups is somebody who may come to a realization about the truth of something that has to do with this Temperance or this Page of Rods, and they do decide to be single. But after deciding to be single, it's like that decision is made, and this Ace of Pentacles comes along, and directly after that you have this Two of Cups and the Nine of Rods. So for some of you, walking away is what creates this new beginning here, this Ace of Pentacles, where I feel like this Page of Rods comes in with this Two of Cups directly under it. So it could be, again, Leo, Sag, Aries, or you may be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel like there is this, again, don't get caught up on the signs, because they could just be, taking in this energy. If it resonates with you, it's your person, whoever they are, whatever sign they are. But this Ace of Pentacles tells me that it's kind of like things get taken back down to ground zero, where it can start on a practical foundation. Like, okay, now we're on even ground. Let's be stable, rather than being all up in our emotions, all up in our logic, all up in our, spirit, whatever it is. This is very, very practical. This is how can we make this a reality practically. And then directly after that, you have this Two of Cups, which is this reciprocity between the two of you. It is something that brings, I think for a lot of you too, you're aware the imbalance exists. You can be patient with the fact that the imbalance exists. You're willing to continue. This is like he's a battle seasoned warrior, somebody who is very, very capable of continuing to fight, continuing on his journey. But he's tired. He's ready to be done. Like, I'm tired. And since it's after this Two of Cups, it's facing this Two of Cups. I feel like for a lot of you, you do just need them to show you something. It doesn't even need to be an equal match with you. Like I said, with this Ace of Pentacles, bringing things on equal ground. But equal ground for you is going to be different. For each individual couple is going to be different. Because for me, in the past, in some relationships, I would have, perhaps there's somebody in my past who was able and capable of buying me all brand new things, or, spoiling me like crazy, but that didn't mean as much to me as the person who I knew didn't have the money or the time or things like that to reach out or to do something for me, and they did it anyways, and that meant way more to me because of the attention and the effort that it took behind it. If you're dealing with somebody who has things readily available to them and can give them to you, you still appreciate that. But how much more you appreciate somebody who doesn't have it readily available and still chooses you, to give that to you or to do that for you over their own circumstance. Now, when I'm saying that, I'm not saying to expect that necessarily, but I am saying that I feel like this Two of Cups underneath this Page of Rods means that you see that effort from them, it means something to you. Even if it's not matching your effort, you recognize it for what it is, as an effort of love. And that's very, very good. This tells me that there is this like truth or ultimatum that's kind of laid down, but it brings y'all closer together here and willing to fight for this relationship. So I feel like for a lot of you, now again, this may not resonate with everybody, but for a lot of you, I feel like there is this kind of like conversation about coming to Jesus or where things are going, and that turns the tide. There are a lot of changes that take place from today until the end of April. You've got spring coming in here, and there's a whole bunch of new beginnings and clearing things out. And so I feel like for you, Pisces, this is an energy where you are definitely on your game. You're definitely in your element, and you are able to make some hard calls that you probably wouldn't have made before, but the energy is behind you here. I have these brand new Oracle cards that I absolutely love. This artwork is so gorgeous. They're called Oracle of Visions by Cairo Marchetti. And sorry, the box is sideways, so I was trying to read it. And so I'm not real familiar with them yet, but I've been blown away. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple oracle cards for the sign of Pisces for love from March 18th to April 30th, 2018. Please show me what messages you have for the sign of Pisces regarding love from March 18th to April 30th, 2018. Please show me. Woo! Please show me. My hands are too little for these cards, sorry. That's why I bought the mini decks, because I was like, oh, I feel like a giant. My hands are so huge on the mini decks, until I got this, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. I have mini hands. That's why I have mini decks. Please show me what messages you have. Okay, that jumped right out there. Wow. Please show me one more message for Pisces. For love from... Oh, see? Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. Oh, you got 3. Wow, y'all are on it. Okay, so these cards don't have names. They just have numbers. So you'll have to bear with me while I look it up in the book, too. But look at this card. I hope you can see it. I'm sorry there's a glare. It's such beautiful artwork. Okay. This is a young maestro here. It looks like he's got this symbol of the yin and yang on his forehead. Somebody who's trying to come into balance. Let's read what it says, because I'm just telling you what I see. Harmony, balance, being in tune with others. You don't get harmony when everybody sings the same note. Oh, I love it so much. Sorry, I love that. You don't get harmony when everybody sings the same note. That's kind of what I was talking about, though. There is this recognition between the two of you that there's this balancing out of things. I feel like this King of Cups and this Ace of Swords, I feel like that's you, Pisces. And then I feel like this Temperance, Page of Rods, and then this Ace of Pentacles, I feel like that's them. And I feel like you guys are matching. I mean, you're matching each other on this here. We have the King of Cups directly over this Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, which tells me that you are saying, even though I feel this way, here is logically where I see this situation. And then you've got this Nine of Pentacles, and then they see that you logically mean what you're saying. Like, this is real. They mean what they're saying. I better do something about that. Then you've got this Two of Cups and this Nine of Rods, which tells me this Two of Cups comes in. There's this practical new beginning and mutual bond between the two of you that you're both willing to fight for. So I feel like this is saying somebody lays down the law and the other person responds. That's really what I get, because this Harmony card comes out. Harmony is not achieved in isolation. It requires a resonance or participation with others linked by time, rhythm, and agreement. To be out of sync results in disharmony, discord, and conflict. These musical metaphors can be easily applied to others' actions and relationships that require us to live, work, and generally relate to others. Adjusting our perspectives and modifying our positions allows us to disregard differences and move forward in tune with others. With deft fingers, the jester produces a melodic rainbow of harmony. Her dress and the musical score sheet also working together to tell the same message of delight. Green sleeves, of course. Be wary of always making adjustments for the common good. There will be occasions when you should take the lead and solo performance is required. Oh my gosh, it's right here. That's so cool. Okay, be wary of making adjustments for the common good. I feel like that's exactly what this is talking about. You may have been making sacrifices for the common good of the relationship. That was not the common good of the relationship. It's wearing you down. And you may need to draw a hard line on being the one to always make the sacrifices or being the one who's always bending. And that may be that you need to say, look, I'm not going to continue to do that. If that's the way things are going to be, then I'm walking. It could be that too. Because this harmony comes in when there's recognition. You know, you can't blame the other person if they have no idea or that's the way it's always been. You can't blame them for continuing on the way things have always been. Nothing's going to change unless you open your mouth. And I feel like that's what it's saying. You're not going to have harmony unless you open your mouth. Let's see what number 8 says. So this card, number 8 right here, it's darker in color, but don't let that freak you out. It's not like a bad one. I mean, they're not, any of them are really bad, but this is goals, dedication, process. I do feel like this goes along with the 9 of Wands here. When we are motivated by goals that have deep meaning, by dreams that need completion, by pure love that needs expressing, then we truly live. That's a quote by Greg Anderson. In a larger metaphysical sense, our journey through life is said to be full of transformation from an imperfect, corruptible state towards a perfect, healthy, and everlasting state. What does not kill us makes us stronger. Thus, painful and difficult changes that we may endure can, in theory, burnish us in a spiritual sense to a high golden shine. We can also seek out knowledge, opportunity, and challenge. It's not necessarily to merely allow life to happen to us. In this scene, an alchemist serves as an analogy for striving to achieve an end goal through study, experimentation, dedication, and perseverance. His facial markings trace the beginning and end points of his quest from base, lead through its various stages of purification of the soul to the gold. The symbol for gold appears in the center of his forehead, where the third eye chakra is perceived to be. This card is a reminder to stay focused on the goal and to continually apply the required self-discipline. It will all be worth it in the end. I do feel like that goes with that 9 of rods there too. And I feel like a lot of what happens during this time period is reassessing goals together. So some of you may be literally leaving a relationship and end up meeting somebody else in a new relationship where you have common goals. That could literally be what it's talking about. You may be walking away from somebody and that brings in your soulmate, because this 2 of Cups would be the soulmate card. However, for those of you that does not apply, because there's quite a few of you, and I'm not out here just trying to get people to break up all the time. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. You may, though, need to draw a hard line that aligns the goals again of the couple. It may be that, maybe people are starting to drift a little bit off into their own, and that happens in relationships. You start to go refocus maybe on things that are more geared toward your own self rather than the group, rather than the couple. But I feel like you, in this reading, Pisces, have been the one who's trying to hold things together for the couple, and that person may not be focusing on the couple as much. It's like you've been sacrificing for the relationship, and they're more focused on themselves. I feel like with this 8 here, this alchemist, though, who's coming up, it's this reminder that once you speak your truth about this, they will get that. That realigns the goals. It brings back this harmony and realigns the goals. So we have one more card that popped out for you. So I'm interested to see what this one says, because I think this one is more about illusions. So let's see what that is. In Pisces, I know for a lot of time it could be curiosity, comparisons, dissatisfaction. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We're all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside of our windows today. And that's a quote by Dale Carnegie. It says, we are driven at first by curiosity, then by dissatisfaction to consider alternatives to our present circumstances. The grass appears to be greener on the other side of the fence, or so we believe. And so it is with the visual take on the tale of the Little Mermaid. The glass sphere provides her with the means of briefly experiencing another world. You can see that she's in this glass sphere, this mermaid is. And much like a vacation away from home or brief foray into a different lifestyle, the experience can prove to be intoxicating. It may turn out to be something that leaves us discontent, or it may provide us the impetus to move on and make such changes permanent. But we should be wary and consider carefully whether we would truly belong in this new environment. We should try to judge it for what it would be in reality. The attraction and appeal of those brief encounters may not survive a lengthier commitment. So I do feel like that is speaking specifically to some of you who may walk away or who may decide to walk away. It's merely a card. This card really is just a indication of keeping your eyes wide open and making sure that you are actually done before you walk, because it's talking about it can be the catalyst that leads you into a new direction, or this could be a brief shining moment of this joy and then the regret sets in. So I really feel like what the feel of the reading is saying is that if you believe that this relationship is worth fighting for, and you have been the one who has been giving your all or giving more to the relationship, you do need to speak your truth about that. Because in order for these energies to come back into harmony, there has to be a recognition of that. And it has to be spoken from a place of strength where you really mean what you say. I feel like that does create this scenario that kind of takes, I feel like this card may be indicative of the other person too. It may take them out of this little dream world where they've been, or where they might have been thinking, maybe the grass is greener or whatever. It's kind of a wake-up call for them, though, that, wait a second, no, because this harmony and this alchemist, they create beautiful things. They create gold and music. She is completely trapped inside of this little glass ball underneath the ocean. Do I really want to walk away from something where I know there are harmony and common goals toward the unknown and not knowing what I'm walking into? I feel like that's what the energy kind of is here. For most of you, I do feel like you are willing to continue on fighting for this as long as you are getting that indication from them. I do feel like for them, this wake-up call will allow them to see that the grass is not greener on the other side. Like, that would be stupid to walk away from that. So let me know if it makes sense to you. I'm so grateful to be able to do this for y'all, and I will speak with you soon.